Hello, my name is Swiss Bianco. In this video we will have a look at another Gerber knife, the Exomode Caper. So the item comes in a typical Gerber boxing nowadays. We see on front the logo. That is the number. The knife and sheet are made in China. Inside, as you open it up, you have that slider where basically the knife is mounted in a sheet with some zip ties, and I took that already off, so basically it's on there. Then we have a bit paperwork. I did not yet look at the paperwork. What it says. Oh, just the usual warning. We just look at the English section there. Warning this, warning that. Even in German is the warning. So anyway, similar knife, the bigger version, I did already make a video about it. I like the design, the idea of having a fixed blade with a skeleton handle that makes the whole item more lightweight to carry. So it's basically a everyday carry knife for me. And this one is the smaller version, caper, basically for hunting, for disassemble take apart the animal. That's why the blade is a bit shorter with a pointy tip there, and we have a rather long handle, so even with gloves we have quite some purchase. We have the polymer insert here, and you get that version actually in orange as well if you prefer. I like it black, and this one was stone washed and then black coated and again a bit stone washed. So basically we have the serrations here in front. So if you want to grip it and point like this for certain hunting application or whittling, that would work too. You can also do it like that if you want. So we have it in front here and not much here. The only notch there is basically for the sheet, that the sheet part locks into it. There is no more. On the bottom part it's all smooth. As we see, we have a high flat ground. The steel quality is Chinese steel, comparable with a 440A, so it's not overly good, it's not bad either. Basically 440A is relative good still nowadays. It's a working knife steel if the heat treating and the grinding of course is well done, then that is all good. Of course it would be nicer if they would offer the same knife in a higher quality steel, maybe in a stainless steel, maybe even in a carbon steel or a D2 version. That would really cut well. It depends of course of the finish. If you would do a nitride finish over a D2, you only have then basically the edge where you have to watch it about rust, possible corrosion. But anyway, this one is completely stainless, and there shouldn't rust much at all. The polymer part here is injection molded into the skeleton handle, so there are no screws, no wobble, rattle or loose parts at all. You have plenty of holes for a lanyard if you want to do that. The edge of the handle, the polymer handle, is not completely to the level of the steel there, so we have a bit recess there. And as we look from the back side here, we see it got stone washed, but it's not rounded really well either. It's rather square, but it doesn't have of course any sharp edges. That is how that is for the price point that they sell that knife. They quite likely cannot do more rounding off, but at least it's not sharp. So such knives are not designed to be like whittled with it for 20 days straight, unless you of course use gloves. With gloves that is a different thing, but with bare hands, even as it is not sharp, you feel it. It doesn't have a comfortable handle like a Mora knife or something like that, but again this one is basically full tang but skeleton and more lightweight, so it's always a bit a compromise. I like this compromise a lot, that's why I got this one. Now for the sheet system, we have basically that typical sheet system that they developed for that style of knife, and it is really modern and works well. You have the belt loop is a bit recessed here, the belt loops on both sides. Then you have those 4 points on the back side as well, so you can stack the sheets on top of each other if you want to carry the bigger version of that style, or the saw blade version. You can click it easily together. The system is relative not bulky, so it's not in the way at all. It's a nice sheet. It's rounded off. We also have a hole here, a slot that you can leash it to gear as well with paracord if you want. And then we have that part here that makes the knife sheet working quite likely for quite a long time. We have here a metal insert as well, and basically that is where that part here, that metal part, locks into the knife here. As we put it in, it simply slides in and we see that point there, and then it locks like that. It's not a locking that you need to press anything, you simply have a friction lock there. You see it, the thing goes a bit up and then slips over it. So because both points are metal, that should last very long. The polymer here looks pretty good too. So far no problem with the other knife that I have for quite a while. Now the sheet of course is rather bulky for the blade itself. As we look, it would be about here. I mean, it could be more bulky, but it is. Of course, you can make yourself or check with a Kydex knife sheet maker. You can make something really slimline out of Kydex if you want to have that, maybe with a belt loop exactly on the size that you need. Maybe you want to neck carry it, that is all possible too. But from the factory with that sheet, I'm really happy about it. It's a nice combination how it is, especially for the price, and that should work. It doesn't rattle either, so the thing is relative good in it. It should not come out that easy either, but again, it's only a friction lock. It is not a lock where you actually have to push a lever or something, so be careful about that. If possible, or if desired, you can also add paracord or a bungee cord through one of those holes and then simply loop it around the sheet. That would be possible too, that you have a second part of retaining. That is all possible. You can paint it. Again, this version is in black with a stone wash, black washed metal parts. You get that in orange with rather satin finish, stone washed finish blade as well. But they don't make anything in, say, a green or a blue or something. It's just those two colors for now. So because it's not a rubber, that part here feels like the same polymer like the sheet. You could actually paint it, especially with a bit of better paint like Brownell's Aluma hide too. So that would be possible too if you desire. For me, I like the black version better than orange, but if you are in the field and maybe drop it, maybe the orange version is better. So that much about the Gerber Exo Mode Caper version. Nifty little skeleton knife.